Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'd like to review a book, Yours Truly, by Abby Jimenez. The book is basically about these doctors. We have two main characters in this book. We have Dr. Brianna Otis and Dr. Jacob Maddox. Dr. Brianna is working at her hospital and aiming to become the next chief medical officer of the hospital when the current medical officer that is there is going to be retiring, right? And Dr. Brianna has a brother who is actually ill that is actually admitted to the hospital she works. The brother had kidney failure, right? And they've been waiting for someone who can give them a kidney so that they undergo a kidney transplant, but it has been proving difficult, right? Because all the people that have been testing were not a match for her brother. So, that's what Dr. Brianna is dealing with, right? And then we have the other doctor, Dr. Jacob Maddox, who was just transferred from his previous hospital to the hospital that Dr. Brianna is working in. And Jacob actually transferred from his previous hospital because the woman he was about to marry, ended relationship with him, or like their relationship ended anyway, and she started to date his brother. So it was too much for him to handle. That's why he left his former hospital and started working in this new hospital. The first day he resumed the new place of work, right? Like he lost all his patients, 7 of them. So that's how news started to get around the hospital, and everybody was nicknaming him Doctor Death. It's I don't want to laugh. It's not supposed to be funny, but it was funny when I was reading it rather. So I was referred to as Doctor Death, and the current chief medical officer of that hospital calls Brianna in and tells her that he knows that she's up for the position, right? But that somebody else is contesting that position with her, and the person happened to be Dr. Jacob. Unknown to Brianna that Dr. Jacob doesn't know anything about these arrangements. The chief medical officer was just saying that so that it doesn't look like he didn't want a situation where it will look like, oh, Brianna, they just gave Brianna the job, maybe probably because she's a woman or probably because of some other advantage. So he wanted it to look like she was in competition for that position before she got the job, right? But she didn't know. When Dr. Gibson is the name of their current chief medical officer. So when Dr. Gibson told her that Dr. Jacob is competing for that position, naturally, right, she was angry. She was annoyed towards Dr. Jacob because it's like she had been working hard to get this position, and all of a sudden, this person just came out of nowhere and wants to take that position from her. But Dr. Jacob had no idea that this is what Dr. Gibson had told Dr. Brianna, right? Well, the thing is that Dr. Gibson and Dr. Jacob and one other doctor, Dr. Zander, they are all friends. So it was later on when they went to lunch and they went to catch up that Dr. Gibson told Jacob what he had told Brianna. And so, because Brianna was already acting rude towards Jacob, right? So Jacob already knew that this is the reason why Brianna was acting that way towards him. So he told Dr. Gibson that he wasn't even interested in that position. Like the only reason why he came to work there was just to clear his head. He didn't want to see his ex fiance. He didn't want to see her around too much for him to take. So that's why he came there. So it's not like he's really eyeing any position. So later on, as the story unfolded, Dr. Zander had actually explained to Brianna that the thing with Jacob is that Jacob suffers from anxiety, so she should like cut him some slack. And because the way the story is told, like we are seeing, or they walk us through Jacob's reasoning, the way he thinks about something, he overthinks it. That's how people with anxiety are anyway. They overthink stuff. So, and Brianna's brother, who is ill, that's Benny, also suffers from same anxiety. So she understands this about Jacob and she kind of like relaxes around him. She's no longer rude to him and all that. Um, she relaxes around him. She's no longer rude to him and all that. Later on, they had this disagreement. That was when Jacob found out that Brianna's brother was actually suffering from kidney failure. So there's a way he just put it like she should lighten up or she should brighten up. It's not whatever is happening to her brother is not that bad. And she misunderstood what he said, so she was angry at him, cursing him out and all that. So because of his anxiety, right, he couldn't face her. He couldn't face her personally to explain that he didn't mean it the way she took it. What he decided to do was write a letter to her. So at the end of the letter, he ends the letter with yours truly, right? So he explains everything that he has been meaning to tell Brianna. He explains it in the letter. Brianna receives the letter and she's kind of like taken aback because she can't remember the last time she ever received the letter. Like to her, the letter was a little bit different from what she's used to. Of course, she's used to texting and emailing and all that. So that the fact that he had taken out his time to write out the letter, she felt it was thoughtful, and she tried to write it back. So she also ended in yours truly. So I guess that's where the title of the book comes from, yours truly. So that's how they started writing letters back and forth and all that. Started getting to know themselves. Then after that, because Brianna already knows that he has anxiety, right? And he doesn't Dr. Jacob doesn't eat in the presence of everyone. He eats in solitude in this storage room. So she goes to join him there, just trying to like be the friend that really understands him and all that. Now the thing is that Jacob's family, they're angry at his brother for actually dating Jacob's ex-fiancée. So they decide that they are not going to go for, because Jacob's ex-fiancée and his brother have already set a date that they want to get married. So the family have said that they weren't going to attend the wedding because it was like what was that word now? It's like unheard of. Like why would the brother start to date the ex-fiancée, right? But Jacob was like, no, it's fine. Everybody should attend the wedding. That he's even going. And they're like, no, they know Jacob is not going to be all right with it. It's going to be horse and the rest. And then he tells them that he has somebody that he's seeing currently. So like he has really gotten over his ex-fiancée. And the truth is that he was actually like, he didn't have anybody who was seeing. So there was this day he was having lunch with Brianna, and one of his sisters came to see him at the hospital. And she met him there with Brianna, and she assumed that Brianna was the woman that he was seeing. Immediately she saw him and she left. She left a message on their family WhatsApp group, and everybody was like congratulating him. Oh, congratulations, sir! Finally, your sister has finally seen the person that you said you're dating, and so on and so forth. So the thing was that Jacob then begs Brianna to pretend to be the woman that he's seeing in the presence of his family, so that his family will believe that he's truly all right with his brother marrying his ex-fiancée. So, and Brianna goes along with it. But the thing is that Jacob has also conducted kidney tests, and he's discovered that he's a match for Brianna's brother. So it's sort of like it's an exchange. Like he's going to give her brother one of his kidneys, while she then pretends to be the person that he's dating. So his family can think he's okay. So I don't want to say more than that. Like there's a lot in the story. I don't want to say more than that. But if you are looking for a romance story to just really read and relax, the one that can put your mind at is this book is it. It's a fast read. I like that it's a fast read. And another thing I liked was that they were able to show the mind of an anxious person. Like I really, really liked that. Like I really, really identified with the character Jacob, because I kind of suffer from anxiety as well. You're always afraid to be in the presence of people. I'm the only one that has. I used to feel like I was the only one that used to face that kind of thing. But like reading this book, you see that other people face it too. And even there was this song, yes, there's this song that Megan Thee Stallion sang, Anxiety. So it was when I listened to that song, I read this book, and I realized that there are so many people that suffer the same thing, right? They're always afraid to be in the presence of people because they're afraid that you say the wrong thing or you act the wrong way. And sometimes it causes you to be shy. So most anxious people are actually shy, right? And so many people don't seem to understand you. That's just the fact. That's another hard part. People don't seem to understand you. So different people have the way of dealing with it. Like in my own case, I'm just scared to be hanging around people. I'm just scared. Sometimes I can have a friend like we are friends, we talk and everything, and after some time I just start to get tired. I don't know, maybe it's different from maybe the anxiety, maybe the way people are anxious is different from each other, maybe there are different degrees. But in my own case, I just start to get tired of people. It progresses from being afraid being around people to start getting tired being around people, because like it's like every time you have to be thinking of what to say, you have to be thinking of how to act all the time, and it's like it's too much work. So I just rather sit there in my house and just chill and just be myself and watch my movies and read my books. That's why I love watching movies and reading books a lot. I just like to be in solitude. So that's why I could really, really identify with that character, with Jacob Maddox. And the only issue I had with this book, I liked the book. I don't really like romance, but I like this one because it's adults. Because the romance was between adults. I prefer adult romance. Teenage romance is quite annoying. And that's the part I didn't like about this book, was the fact that there was fake dating. Like, come on now, we're adults. Who fake dates? Who fakes dates in their adult age? I don't know, it doesn't really make sense to me. But that's why I didn't like the fact that the adults were fake dating. But other than that, the whole story was okay. It's a clean story, simple. If you want to romance that you can just enjoy for the weekend, or maybe when you're on vacation, this one is a good one for you. So that's that about this review. See you in the next one. Bye.